hello. We're in a different place today again because remember we said that our boiler was broken? Well, it's currently being fixed right now. So we have a plumber upstairs doing the boiler. So if you hear some loud noises, that's what it is.
That's it. Bartek, here he is. He's here.
He's here. We're all
Bartek
here.
is here.
Hello, Muna Saka. Hello, Alexa. How are you all?
Oh, don't say that. We have one of those devices.
What device? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we have your name. We have one of those things and we don't want her to go off. So, welcome today. Today's going to be a little bit different. We thought, because in every other live stream we've been doing an activity, we haven't had a lot of time for questions. So we thought today we would just talk to you. We would answer some questions.
If anybody's got any questions about Christmas, any questions about British culture and
so start thinking
language,
now. Start
anything,
thinking about
really.
any questions about Christmas in the UK, Christmas, English. We are English teachers, so hopefully we can help you out a little bit. Pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, whatever. Let's say hello to some people.
I'm just looking at here. I am from Bangladesh.
Wow. Austria, Simpson.
Austria. Oh, I thought that said Australia then.
No,
Austria. We've got
I don't know that place. Meghalaya?
Meghalaya.
Where's that? I don't know where that is.
Yes, he's new here. Hello from India.
Hello.
All of these things. Yes, if anybody's got any questions, let us know.
Giuseppe, amazing name. I love the name Giuseppe. Don't you think that's a
Giuseppe
great name?
is a food as well, isn't it?
Is it?
Sloppy Giuseppe.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
It's a pizza, is it?
Is it a pizza? Yes, it might
Love
be a pizza.
the name Giuseppe. Okay, we have our first
What does it mean?
question.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming. Can anyone tell Noralden what overwhelming means? Do we know? What does overwhelming mean?
Overwhelming. I'll use it in a sentence for you. It was my cousin's wedding yesterday. I was a little bit overwhelmed.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
The wedding was overwhelming.
Opposite to that, underwhelming.
What's the meaning of overwhelming? Come on, someone tell me. Hello, Pietro.
Rainiest place on the earth. Meghalaya. Really? Wow.
Apparently. Overwhelming means too many emotions. It's too much. The situation is just too much. It makes you feel a lot of emotions that you can't really process. So let's say you went to a wedding and you were very happy for the bride and groom. You were a bit
But you were
sad.
you're also in love with the bride.
Yeah.
But your cousin is there, and you hate your cousin. So you just got all of these emotions coming at you. It's just overwhelming. It's like I don't know how to deal with
it's not
this.
It's not a good feeling.
Underwhelming is just
you didn't feel enough.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
I thought I would feel more than that.
Yeah.
That was a bit like, I'm going to watch this movie. Apparently this movie is amazing.
Yeah.
And you watch it and you think,
Some people have described Avatar 2 as... No, they haven't. They haven't, actually. That's a lie.
Would you describe Avatar 2 as underwhelming?
No. But it wasn't overwhelming. It was just...
Well, it sounds like it was overwhelming because you went to see it in 4D.
I did see it in 4D, yes. Overpowering, yes. It's the meaning of overwhelming, yes.
Someone says, hi from L'Île-sur-le-Sorgue. Is that in France? I don't know where that is. It's definitely a French name.
Whereabouts are you in the UK? I'm in Rome, Giuseppe.
Wow, Giuseppe. Wow. We went to Rome on holiday. It was really fun.
We did go to Rome on holiday. It was very, very nice.
You loved it, didn't you?
I loved it.
You love, like, history and the Romans, so you were loving it.
Absolutely. I think it's a beautiful place. If anybody's been to Rome, give us an adjective to describe Rome.
Good one. An adjective to describe
yes.
Rome.
Whereabouts are we in the UK? We are in the Midlands. The Midlands. Do other countries have Midlands? Because we would define the UK as the Midlands. Like, we're in the Midlands. Could you, like, if you're German, would you say, like, I'm in the Midlands?
Yeah, maybe.
Germany?
I think
possibly. I don't know. Do
Maybe.
your countries have references for like the north, the south, the Midlands? Do you have that?
Someone said, can you introduce yourself without vowels? My.
My is a my.
Y is a sometimes vowel.
My,
So
my is a. I think Y is.
Y
a vowel.
is a vowel sound, but it's not a vowel technically. My s. L.
I would say. No, I can't. I don't even know what to say. Avatar 2 is great, Bartek says. Yes, Bartek, it
Mana
is
says,
great.
is it day there? Yes, it's 1 in the afternoon and we're in the conservatory, so we've got the sun coming in, so we're trying to lean forward so the sun doesn't get in our face. What can I do if I don't have anyone to speak English with? How can I practice conversations? Do you have any ideas? Yes, there are loads of websites. Cambly, italki, Preply, Tandem,
There was another one I heard.
Lingoda.
Yeah, Lingoda.
There's loads of places where you can talk to a native speaker, and there are also places where you can find a language partner for free, so you don't even need to pay for it. But there are tons of places. Just type in on Google, practice English with a native, and you'll find.
Oh, you can. Yes, talking. I was teaching somebody who had an app. And the whole point of the app is that you can communicate with someone else, so it's like a language partner. And they both wanted to practice their English, so they would voice note each other.
Oh, that's good.
In English back and forth, yeah. Bartek says, "Can you say every vowel in the alphabet?"
A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. Sometimes
See, yeah.
Y, sometimes
In
Y.
Welsh, W is a vowel.
Well, in Welsh, everything's different.
There you go.
What's the Welsh alphabet? Is it different?
Ah, but cut the v, f, g, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you give me the meaning of prodigy? Yeah, a prodigy is a name of a band, but a prodigy is also, it's a noun for usually someone young. It's like a young talent, extremely talented for their age, and they've got so much potential and they're going to be amazing. And if you have a prodigy, he's my prodigy, you're training that young person in this skill and you want them to be amazing. Welsh is very tough. Yes, it is, boom slang.
Asha says, I know there are a couple of teachers that are talking to you. Do you now? Do you, Asha? Yes. Welsh is
we're
very
answering your questions, by the way. If you have any questions about English, we're English teachers. If you have any English questions, anything, let us know.
Yeah, I understand. MD Muna says here, I understand, but I don't speak. I think, to be honest, I think that's a lot of what I hear from people is that they understand things when they watch TV and Netflix and stuff. They can understand it, but they don't know how to speak it.
I'm weirdly the opposite with French. I can speak French way better than I can understand it. So I can speak, but listening is awful. So I need to practice the other way around. Whereas, yeah, a lot of people can understand it, but they struggle with the speaking.
Yes,
but that's
true.
where you've got to practice. You've got to get some native teacher. You've got to be on it.
Yeah, and also if you're learning from a book, let's imagine you're learning from a book or something, look at when that book came out, because I think some people, they think, oh well, this book is a very popular book, but it's from 1981, and then you learn
outdated slang.
Outdated English and things like that. We're gonna
the 80s is okay. It's worse when it's like from the 1920s or something. It's
Bartek says a dictionary.
Dictionaries are great.
Dictionary's good. Dictionary's good
for finding the meaning of a word, but you won't be able to learn English just from a dictionary. Because
dictionary.com, you can find synonyms on there, good for synonyms and things like that. I can speak, but my choice of words are not much. Yes, exactly. Synonyms, there you go.
So we need to build our vocabulary. So a great way to build your vocabulary is a method that I read. Paul Noble wrote a really good book about French, and he has this method and he explains it better than I do. So Google Paul Noble, because he does it. And it's basically, you watch a TV show that you've already seen, so it's got to be an episode and you know the story. You watch it once, and if there's a new word, you write it down. Every time you hear a new word, you write it down. Then you look at the list afterwards. If a word comes up more than once, learn that word, because that's clearly very common because it's being used more than once. Learn it, try to put it in different sentences. Then you can go to the other words. So start working your way down. Maybe go most common, next common. That's a really nice way of improving vocabulary.
Somebody here says I look like Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
That's weird. You don't look anything like her.
I don't think I look like Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I don't think you do. I can speak Portuguese very well. Congratulations. I cannot.
Yeah, I cannot.
Thesaurus is also a good website for learning English. Yes, it is, Bartek. Well done. A thesaurus is great if you want some synonyms, you want to expand your vocabulary. Thesaurus.
Yes, I used to think that was a... Is it a... No, it's not a dinosaur, is it? Does saurus mean anything? Aurus?
I mean, I'm sure if you looked at the origins.
Saurus. Could you tell me what does it mean freaking out? If you're freaking out, then you have these emotions and you're panicking because of it. You're just it's another word for panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're freaking out. Could we use it in a positive way?
Yeah, you could. You could use like a lot of emotions, but they're good emotions and you're freaking out because you can't believe it. You're so stunned. You're so surprised,
like if you,
but in a good way.
You really want to get tickets to see Beyonce, and you finally get tickets to see Beyonce. Like, like this, exactly. Yes. Does anybody have any phrasal verbs that they don't understand? I taught somebody a phrasal verb. No, actually, I taught somebody an idiom earlier on today. Idiom? The idiom was a leopard can't change its spots.
What does that mean, everybody? What do you think? A leopard cannot change its spots. What does that mean? Someone put it in the chat now. Got 39 people. Someone knows what that means. And
while we're looking at that, can we answer this question here?
Let's wait and see if anyone knows what it is. A leopard cannot change its spots. Put it in the chat now. 10, 9, 8,
unless there's a delay, then
7,
we will just carry on. I suppose.
4. Yes, Giuseppe, habits cannot be changed. Pretty much. People can't change. When someone is bad, they will stay bad. If someone is a cheat, they will stay a cheat.
Do you believe that a leopard can't change its spots?
that.
An animal can't change its colour. That's true, Bartek. Unless you're talking to an octopus.
I don't believe this idiom. I think people can change, and the whole point of humanity is we should be growing and getting better. And I hate when someone does one mistake and someone says, that's it, that's them, done.
Makes a mistake.
What did I say?
Does. You need to watch the Make/Do Christmas quiz.
I think I was going to say something else. I think I was going to say when someone does something and I said, okay, I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
Which, by the way, does happen.
I hate the idea that we can't change. Any more questions about English? What's the opposite of goose?
Duck.
Kind of an opposite of an animal, I don't think. What are the sources to learn modern RP? There's a great book called How to Do Standard English Accents. That's a great book. That's quite good.
Can't remember who wrote it. It's a blue book.
Janet
something?
and Ida, but I can't remember their last names.
If you go on Amazon and
people.
look that up, it's a very, very good book. Does cheers mean thank you or goodbye? It's confusing. Oh, interesting.
In Britain,
so cheers means thank you, but we also use it as just a way of...
As a farewell.
Yeah.
But only in the context of if you said thank you for someone.
Like, we don't say cheers, goodbye. We'll just say cheers. And we are inferring thanks, goodbye in that. So imagine,
let's do a little sentence.
We're in a shop. Oh, could I have a pepper grinder, please?
There you go.
Oh, cheers.
So that serves as a thank you and a goodbye. So you wouldn't say cheers if there's no reason to thank anybody, but you could use it as both. So cheers, it's like thank you and goodbye together. Can be. Okay, hello, Sun Nil.
Got and got. Different between have got and got. So we talk about the present perfect here. I have got. I have gotten. Possibly.
It depends on what the sentence is.
So, for example, if we say, I have gotten... What could we say for I've gotten?
I've gotten worse at this.
Yeah, I have gotten worse at this. So recently I have become worse at this thing. Whereas I got is in the past, just past simple. That kind of idea there. Why does a crocodile run lying down? Is that a joke or is that a question?
I don't know. It sounds like the beginning.
I suppose
of
we
joke.
did say any question.
That's true.
Run because its legs are beneath it, I suppose. Do all animals run lying down?
I don't know.
Technically. Yes.
Bartek says there's a delay of the chat. I think there is a little delay. Yeah, I think there's like a 10-second delay, but we'll be okay. So any questions about English, about vocabulary, anything? Let me just go up and see we haven't missed anything.
So I guess I'm sorry for the jokes. Yes.
It's fine.
Don't be sorry.
We love a joke.
Don't be sorry.
I love jokes.
Yes. I was teaching someone today and I said, is there a difference between if you come across something and if you run into someone? Well, I told you the difference there, to be honest. We come across is when we come across a thing. We run into a person. So if I'm in the supermarket, I can run into an old friend of mine, but then I come across a great deal on the milk.
Whoa, I love a great deal on the milk.
Hello from Azerbaijan.
I love your tandem. Do we have tandem?
I love your tandem. Could you please, why English learners don't start with C2 words to be advanced in English? Oh, so like why don't we just enter at that level, I suppose?
Maybe. So the question is, why do English learners not start with C2 words to be advanced in English? I think if I've understood your question correctly, you mean why don't we just start learning advanced words? I guess you can, but you don't want to be having really advanced words but then not understand the grammar, because it's a bit pointless, because the whole point of learning a language is you want to be understood, so you need to get those basic words
That's like
in there first.
I'm gonna learn to drive, so let's just enter Formula One.
Yeah.
Like, well, let's start slowly first.
Yeah, you've got to get the basics.
Canwell's got a great question here. Why is the D in McDonald's capitalised? Because muck, I believe, we talked about this before in another live stream. I believe muck means, in Scottish, in Celtic languages, it means son of. So if you are McDonald, you are son of Donald. So your father was called Donald. So the Donald is because that is the name of your father. So it's capitalised, McDonald.
And in the restaurant, McDonald's is not a restaurant, but you know what I mean. And in the fast food chain, I think they've taken that word, and because it's a muck word, they have to stylize it in the same way as it's normally done.
If you like Harry Potter, you might notice that McGonagall is written MC, and then Gonagall is written with a capital G, I believe. Name a country which starts with N.
Name a country that starts with N. Netherlands. Nairobi.
Nigeria.
Northern Ireland.
Norway.
Northern Ireland.
Yes. How to pronounce caution? There you go.
Caution. Now, it's a horrible sound because you've got AU, which is very versatile in English. So you've got AU could be like Laura, but you've also got AU like give me a second. there is another example. It can be pronounced in different ways, but with caution, it's caution. My name is Lee. My son would be Muckley. Yes, would be.
Yes.
How do you pronounce epitome? Like that, epitome. It's not epitome. You got to pronounce the e as a separate syllable. Epitome.
I was teaching someone today again, and they said national
instead of national.
Yeah, because nation. But
Correct.
then it changes to national, so be careful of that.
I hear that with this all the time as well, with nature and natural. So people say, oh, her appearance is very natural. We wouldn't say that. We'd say natural. So you've got, I love to be in nature. I love things that are natural. So make sure you don't say natural. Natural.
Yes.
Did you know that McDonald's has a burger university? No, but now I want to go there.
Really?
I would get a first-class degree in burger.
Would you?
If it was eating burgers, yes. Making burgers, maybe like a second-class degree, maybe.
Your son could also have the name Lee Jr. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true, Bartek. That is true.
So, do you have any more questions about English? I feel a bit out of sorts today. Do you know this phrase, out of sorts? When you feel out of sorts, you feel a bit distracted, a bit different, a bit not like yourself. And I think it's because the boiler's broken. So and like
we have our flow of our life. Everything works luckily, and we teach and we go for walks and we do this. And we have our normal life, and then when something happens that just changes, you can say, I feel out of sorts. I feel out of the ordinary. So because the heating's changed, it's gone. We have no heating. We had no hot water, so we had to go swimming yesterday to have a shower, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Things like this, just awkward things. We feel out of sorts.
Okay, we've got some good questions. Have you experienced Christmas in other countries? No, I haven't.
Some people do go abroad.
Yeah, some people do like to go abroad for Christmas, but I feel Christmas is about family and being around family for me. So if I was away from my family around Christmas, I would feel a bit weird about it. If we had 3 children and we were in a big family ourselves, maybe, but because we don't have children, it would just be the 2 of us, and it doesn't feel...
It's like, oh, you're going away for Christmas. You can go away most times of the year. Why are you going for Christmas? This is the time when the family come together. Just for some people, that absolutely,
Kanza, best app to learn English or learn English through speaking to people. I've heard that Tandem is good, although there's a bit of a waiting list. So have a try. I'm a bit confused about the word above and over, below and under. Can you tell me the difference? So let's start with above and over. So above simply means there. It's not that.
Yeah, that's on.
Because that's on. Above means there's a bit of space in between. Over is to do with the journey. Whee! Like that.
Yeah.
So it's to do with something that goes over something else.
It's a preposition of direction.
Then you've got, what was the other one? Below and under. Below and under, pretty much the same. But we don't use below as much. It's not as common. Below.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
we'd say under now. Like we wouldn't say, look at all those all those presents below the Christmas tree. Doesn't sound as natural as look at all those presents under the Christmas tree.
How do you pronounce it? This is an interesting one actually. Some people do. Some people I would say kilometre, but then some people say kilometre.
Oh no, kilometre surely.
No, I think it is kilometre.
Yeah.
But I do hear some people say kilometre.
Kilometre. It's definitely kilometre. I think. But yeah, you're right. Some people do get it wrong, but kilometre. I saw another question here somewhere. How do you personally pronounce cabinet? Is it cabinet or cabinet? So you're asking if I pronounce that last E. Cabinet. I would say cabinet because I drop my T's quite a lot.
You do, don't you? For some
because
reason. I don't.
Young and hip.
Cabinet.
So I would...
Do
You just did it!
No, yeah, I'm just thinking cabinet.
You don't say cabinets. You say cabinet.
Yeah,
and you drop the T. So therefore the E sounds a lot more like a rather than anything else. So I would never say cabinet ever. I would either say cabinet, maybe, or cabinet without a T on it.
Somebody asked here, what does it mean, the phrase you know? You say this a lot in your videos.
I do. Yeah. You know is like it's a clarification phrase. It's something you say to make sure that the person you're talking to is understanding you, you know?
Yeah, do you understand? Are you following me? But then some people, I would call it kind of filler language. I don't know what we would call it. Where people have their filler words that they say to fill the gaps. For me, it's... What would it be for me? I feel like I used to say something a lot. I say like a lot.
Yeah, you do like.
I say like a lot. And it's just what I say. I feel like I do it less than
You could also say, you know, or do you know what I mean? That's another one. That's like an extended one. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And especially when you get passionate about something and you're trying to get someone to understand you. Like, I just love Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, I love trying, like, it's like...
As in, like, do you follow me? Do you... Yeah, absolutely.
Is it kind of a tradition in England to watch Canadian Christmas films on Christmas Eve? Not particularly Canadian.
No.
We watched Ryan Reynolds in Spirited the other day. He's Canadian. But we don't particularly watch Canadian films. But we do watch Christmas films, yes.
We watched the Christmas film last night, Klaus.
We did.
On Netflix. Very, very good.
Elena Targaryen Stark says,
Here
why in England you don't pronounce the R? And in Scotland, Ireland and US they do. Because, well, in the US they speak that way because of Irish people and Native Americans go, and I'm not sure about the history of the US, but definitely in the UK it's to do with the Celtic languages. So any place that is Celtic and still has that Celticness, like Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, the languages that they come from have that hard R sound. However, England is much more influenced by French, I believe, and Roman. I need to learn about this because I'm not a historian. So what we've developed is
imagine like where London is on the map. It's kind of like down here or down there, down there. The when the French kind of imagine it kind of like literally just spreading up like this. I'm not comparing the French to a disease or anything here. They're like spreading up like this. So they're kind of like negating and getting rid of a lot of the Celtic-y things. But those Celtic accent things are still in like the edges of Britain, kind of like Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, Ireland, places like that, Somerset, Bristol.
Yeah,
it
exists in the UK. Like don't think that in England no one pronounces the R, because there are plenty of people in England that pronounce the R.
We watched the TV show last night and there was somebody who taught like this
and said, I feel a lot better.
And they were saying that like that. So yeah.
I heard my friend saying standard all the time, like a filler word. What does it mean? It's like a slang word for great, cool, standard, awesome, brilliant, fantastic, great. Standard. Yeah,
like
it's
standard.
quite a modern slang word. I saw some other questions. We've missed quite a bit. Hold on.
Is it kind of a tradition?
No, we've seen that one.
one.
Sunil says, normally how long is it going to take to be fluent in English? Depends. If you're living in an English-speaking country, not as long as if you're not. So it just depends on what you're doing. Are there 2 ways to pronounce schedule? Yes, good question. So historically, Americans say schedule. RP says schedule.
I don't say schedule.
I know, it's dying off. This pronunciation, schedule, is going away. I hear less and less and less people saying it because it sounds weird. What's a schedule? It's awful.
Sound like, Sean Connery, schedule.
Exactly. So most young people would say schedule. I don't know a single person my age who says schedule.
Bartek said, you should check Aussie's Jingle Bells. Is it the Australian Jingle Bells?
We should watch Australian Jingle Bells, apparently.
Roticar, Asha says, yes, that is a rot. If you want a quick thing to Google to discover more about this R sound, we call it a rotic R. Yes. Sean Connery schedule. Do you know what? Actually, I thought of you then when you said that.
How do you pronounce... Okay, so Bernard's given us a very tricky sentence. How do you pronounce... entrepreneurial family from a rural village? Rural is a hard... I hate that word. I think
rural.
No matter where you're from, I think if you're got a rotic R or not, like...
Rural. Maybe Scotland, if they did that, they do a bit of a tap to rural.
It's still hard, though,
rural.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's a horrible word.
That is hard.
Rural.
Entrepreneurial family from a rural village. Gosh.
Rural. You sound quite Welsh when you do said that word.
Rural.
Rural.
I do, yeah.
Any other questions? We've got time for a few more questions about English. We always get the most viewers right at the end. You need to come earlier, guys. You need to...
we need to make longer live streams. To be honest,
that's true.
When we do live streams, maybe in January, February, we'll do longer ones, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
But because we're doing one of these every other day, we thought, we'll do half an hour. We don't want to talk for a long time.
It's been lovely just talking to you. Like, oh my goodness, it's been really, really, really nice. And I've really enjoyed it. So... have you got any other questions before we go about anything? Could be about us, could be about Christmas, could be about English.
Could be about this jumper, could be about the boiler, the plumber.
Yes, I'm sorry we're a little out of sorts today, but we're a little bit, not stressed, but a bit...
Yeah.
We hope that our boiler gets fixed.
I was going to say that I feel knocked for 6, but I don't feel knocked for 6. But that's an expression.
That's
you know
a good...
That means?
Yeah, knocked for 6 is a lot more like, whoa, I'm completely... My life has changed.
Like imagine your pet has died
I've been
or something.
really knocked for 6.
I've been knocked for 6 and like I have this
Is
impact.
that from boxing?
No, I think it comes from cricket because you get 6 points if you hit it out of the pitch. I don't know cricket. I don't watch cricket.
We don't know history. We don't know sport, but we're quite good at English. So, guys, it's been lovely chatting to you today. Well done. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow's video is coming out, and tomorrow we have...
common grammar mistakes, is that right?
Maybe.
Can you spot these grammar mistakes?
Yes, I think it's grammar mistakes.
I'm going to have a look
at that tomorrow, and then we have 2 live streams in a row. So we've got a live stream on the 23rd and a live stream on the 24th. So make sure you are there. And on the 23rd, on Friday, we are going to be singing. So we're going to have a piano. We're going to sing some songs. It's going to be lovely.
Yeah,
have a lovely
bring your
rest of your day. Well done, guys.